It's time for the New York Jets to fix a mistake that should have never happened this offseason. Why the New York Jets and Cleveland Browns should strike a trade and return what was rightfully the New York Jets. We explain next.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
You're just Quinton Jefferson.
Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show. Also available wherever you get your podcast. We are a day away from game day. New York Jets, Tennessee Titans, 1 o'clock on Paramount Plus or CBS, whichever you prefer. But let's bring in our special guest. He joins us every single week. He is somebody that has a connection to me. He's someone that in the audience, you love him, you hate him, your mothers love him, and your fathers want to be him. Let's bring him in. It's Eston's own Paul Eston Sr. here on the show. What's up, Pop?
Hey now, Boy Green. How's it going?
Excellent. It's going terrific. And shout out to a couple people immediately. Badshaw is down there in Nashville representing all of us. He's going to the game, and I saw he successfully made it there with his beautiful wife. So shout out, guys. Thank you very much. And that's going to be awesome. So rooting for Badshaw down there. That's excellent.
That should be good. Good atmosphere. Tennessee is a great area, and should be. This is the beginning of a 5-game stretch that the you're going to win 5-0.
All right, let me flip the switch here. Booyah, we are 5 members away from Terrence unlocking his emoji. I believe he's still in Cabo. I think he'll be traveling tomorrow, right around during the game time. So we'll see if we can get those memberships. You can join the Boy Green Coffee Club by going to the YouTube description down below. Join Boy Green Coffee Club here. You click that, you punch in your own ticket, or you can gift memberships if you're feeling froggy. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a little money sign. Click that. The last option is gift memberships, and you could gift 1, 3, 5, 10, 20, 50. You could gift as many as you'd like, and we can unlock Terrence's emojis. And by the way, Snowball cooked it up last night, so I have it ready to drop at a moment's notice. So we'll see if we could get there. But before any of that jazz, Dad, I've been cooking behind the scenes as a fake general manager, and there's a trade I want the New York Jets to pull off. There is down in the YouTube description is an article that you guys can read more about this, but I want to propose it to you. And you tell me if I'm crazy or you're buying in.
Okay. About this topic or in general?
Let's just get to the topic.
Okay.
Let's just get to this thing. So this offseason, okay, you guys saw that we really changed around the defensive tackle room. We moved a lot of the lawn chairs. Javon Kinlaw, he comes in. Likey Fotu, he comes in. Now, a lot of people said, geez, that sucks. These guys are coming in. That must mean Quinton Jefferson is gone because the Jets brought in all these other guys. There must not be a fit. However, according to ESPN's Rich Cimini back in free agency, the Jets, despite adding Fotu, despite adding Kinlaw, also wanted Jefferson. They wanted him in. They wanted to bring him back. And apparently the feeling was mutual between Jefferson and the Jets. So here's how it goes down. We're hanging around in free agency. The Browns offer Quinton Jefferson a 1-year deal for $3.6 million. I think it gets up to $4 million with incentives, but they offer him that deal. Quinton Jefferson says, thank you very much. He calls up the Jets. Hey, Jets, if you match this offer, I'm coming home, baby, and I'm coming to the Jets. He gets no response, reportedly. This is Rich Cimini's reporting on this. He gets no response. He's waiting. He starts getting worried. He's like, oh, geez, if I wait too long, the Browns are going to pull this offer and move somewhere else, and they're just going to wait forever for me. And he waited. The Jets never responded. It's like, all right, F it. All right, I'm Browns. I'm the next latest Brown. And apparently as soon as he says, I'm going to Cleveland, the Jets go, wait. Oh, geez. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's too bad. We would have had you for sure. But I don't blame Quinton because he had to look out for the A1, man, because if there's no guarantee that the Jets said, sure, we'll match. And then all of a sudden he could have been, caught with his something or rather in his hands and have no team. So he had to look out for himself. But I think it was a mistake not to bring back Quinton Jefferson, who's coming off a friggin' career year, man. a career year. 6 sacks, the best year of his career. He brings pass rush juice. Now, I don't think he's going to solve all their problems. Again, run defense was a major issue on Monday Night Football, but Quinton Jefferson was a really good locker room guy. He was a guy that had 6 sacks, and I believe there's even more ceiling to there because he had those 6 sacks in 14 games in limited playing time. So this is a guy I'd love to go back. Currently, again, he's signed to the Cleveland Browns. They got plenty of defenders. They got one of the best defenses in the NFL. Flip him a mid-round pick. Get some more insurance at defensive tackle. Likey Fotu is placed on IR before the year, so you're lacking in some of the depth. And the Jets, in a perfect world, would have wanted Jefferson, Fotu, and Kinlaw. Now, without Fotu for at least the first 4 games of the season, you can fill in some of the depth immediately. And with no Reddick, I mean, just have another guy in the room potentially to add to that depth. So what do you think? Again, it's kind of stupid because the Jets shouldn't have given up any pick. They should have just had the guy, but they messed up their text, call, or whatever communication skills where they were not able to get him. And he was a really, really good player last year for the Jets coming from Seattle. And, man, it would just make a lot of sense to bring him back in with this defensive line and how heavily they rotate this thing. He'd be another cog in the machine.
Yeah, so I almost agree with you.
Almost. Okay, well, that's
almost agree with you. And it really speaks to the fact of, I would say Joe Douglas had an amazing draft, and he's made some amazing moves in free agency. Some we haven't come to fruition yet, Mike Williams, but Tyron Smith. So he's made some great moves. He's made some questionable moves. He got rid of their 2 of their top 3 sack leaders from last year. That's and they think, Hassan Reddick's a solution to that. I would just offer this. Quinton Jefferson. I mean, what are we talking about here? Joe Douglas at sleep at the stick. We're talking about somebody that needed $2 million above the minimum. The veteran minimum for Mr. Jefferson is $1 million. And we could have had him for 3. We wouldn't have had to match 3.6. You think he wants to move for $0.6 million? Probably not, right? We could have had him for cheaper. And realize this for the fans at home.
Okay.
I would argue that Mr. Jefferson's stats exceed Hassan Reddick's stats. I know they play different positions.
Yes.
But I would tell you that in 2023, Hassan Reddick played about 80% of the Eagles' defensive snaps, right? And he yielded how many sacks?
Quinton had 6.
No. I'm talking about Mr. Reddick.
I believe it was 11 last year.
Yep, 11 or 12, right? So it's 11. I think it's 11 and a half. But anyways, and so he in 80% of the snaps, he got 11 sacks, right? Mr. Jefferson in 40% of the snaps got 6. Right. By the way, the tackles are almost the same. Again, they're different positions. I recognize it's not like for like, but realize that that's pretty significant, right? And you couldn't say there is some detriment. So the flip side. So I would say you could have got somebody cheaper, providing some of the same production that you're not getting from Reddick for a fraction of the cost. There is a flip side of that. You go back and the insiders talk about Quinton not being the best run defender. So there is word out there. He's not the best run defender. He did have some production. He did have the tackles. But one stat that I plucked from the universe is that they probably let him go is when Quinton Jefferson was in the game. When he was in the game, the opposing quarterback's passer rating was 108. When he was not in the game, the opposing quarterback's rating was 55. And he stands out markedly in this area, despite the sacks, that his presence in the middle of the quarterback played at a much higher level. And it's not just an anomaly. It's not a mixed fact. He's the only defensive player on the Jets that had the stark contrast of when they were in the game and not. And you can really tell with the Jets because of how much they rotate people in and out. So, 108 versus 55. So there's probably something there, and that's the reason they let him go, because it doesn't make business sense for $2 million to let him walk out the door with the production you saw. So to me, that was part of the intangibles, the reason we let him go.
So, to get this straight, you would not be on board with my GMing here.
No. And it doesn't solve any of the problems the Jets currently have. So the
Any?
Jets allowed how many? If we did, we're not going to roll the ticker like when you give away Boy Green coffee cups, but go
Sure.
ahead, do that. Do it once.
Okay. What am I counting to, you said?
Just go ahead. You just have to do one.
Okay.
I need you to do the music here.
You
This
want?
is
Oh,
awkward.
I didn't know you wanted the full ensemble here. Okay, sure. Okay, let me get the chimes for you. Sure.
Defense put together by Joe Douglas allowed 8 straight scoring drives by the
Ah.
49ers.
That'd be a lot of chimes.
Yes, we're not going to do 8 chimes, and we're not going to celebrate it. But
Yeah,
right,
it was not
there are
great.
moves to be made, right? And guess what? Guess how much help Hassan Reddick would have been to stopping those 8 scoring drives? Minimal, because they were all on running, and we all know he doesn't like to tackle, right? He's not that productive in the 80% of the games. He had the same number of tackles as Quinton Jefferson in 40% of the snaps, right? So that wouldn't have helped. We need some beef in the middle. We need to know there are moves to be made. Beef in the middle on the line, bring in a fatty or a linebacker, an agile linebacker. That's the help we need, right? The Jets, believe it or not, everyone was talking about they didn't get to the quarterback. They may not have had the pressures, but based on last year's numbers alone, with the sacks they got, they've been in the top 5 in the league for game average. 3 sacks, it puts you in the top 5 of the league, and it's better than last year's average for the Jets. It would bring you to 51, and last year they had 48. So it's the middle of the line, the stopping of the run. So some linebackers came forward and said, hey, we really didn't get it done. Yeah, no shit. But that is the help we need on the defense side of the ball, is stopping the run.
Well, I respectfully disagree, but or agree to disagree as how we could do it. So
they don't need to stop the run?
Well, I mean, that'd be lovely after what transpired.
A dozen eggs short of 200 yards rushing they allowed.
That's more math I was unprepared for in this show, but yes, and obviously we'll talk about this a little bit later. The running back they're facing this week is someone you're intimately familiar with Tony Pollard, who, if you caught some glimpses of the Titans Bears game, Tony Pollard looked pre-broken leg. He showed burst. There was juice. There was some chutzpah there. I think it was like a 60-40 split on Tyjae Spears on some of that workload. And apparently they want to make that a little bit closer to spread the love for old Pollard there, so he doesn't have too much on him, according to the Titans coaching staff I've been listening to this week. But yeah, he's got some real juice, which could be a great challenge here for this Jets run defense.
Yeah, and really, Tony Pollard is Breece Hall. They're the same player.
Oh, that's gonna stir some people in the comments.
No, and so people get it twisted, right? I am talking about what you just described. The Tennessee strategy for this year with their running backs is what the Jets need to do with their running backs. That's what they need to do. And I'm going to go away from the reference to Tony Pollard, but I would tell you that Tony Pollard has had very similar stats to Breece Hall for a much longer time. He's had what Breece Hall has never had, 1,000-yard rushing season, multiple. And he's also receiving, right? He's got Tony Pollard averages about 300, 330 yards receiving a year, which is very similar to Breece Hall, who had low one year and then over 500 last year. So what to be named later. So I'm going to step away from the reference to Tony Pollard because people will believe what they want to believe. But go look at the numbers yourself. Take off the Jets colored glasses and look at it. That's who they are. But I'll go back.
Oh, his first season, he only played 7 games, and really, it's 6.5. I mean,
so right. So we're going to throw a parade for one season where he didn't get 1,000 yards. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, for him to be more successful, I'm going to go away from the Pollard analogy.
Okay.
For him to be more successful, they need to trot out. They need to go back in time.
Okay.
To Thunder and Lightning from the year 2000, right? Tiki Barber is another analogy for Breece Hall. Tiki Barber was successful because he had the thunder, right, of Ron Dane. Wow. Ron Dane, Tiki Barber, they were the original Thunder and Lightning. And if you look, They split the ball evenly, had about 1,000 yards for both in the year 2000. One was about 800 or 900. The other was at 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
And you pounded him with Ron Dane, and then that left Tiki to run around all over the place, very much like we could do with Braylon Allen and Breece Hall. Right. There were so many opportunities. The fact that Braylon Allen didn't only got one carry, there were so many opportunities in that game where I'm like, why is he not in there? Let's punch these 49ers who have a bad running defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you use a running back like Tiki or Pollard or pick your whoever, and you're using them to pound the ball, that's not what he's there for, right? He's going to pop one, right? Like Florida Phil, or I get his name wrong, but anyways, he talked about it, right? Get him in the open field. He can make spectacular plays, and he can make that yard if you need him to. But Braylon Allen is guy, hand him the ball. He's going to truck somebody. So what you do is you pound it with Braylon Allen 5 times in a row, punch it in the mouth. They're like, holy shit. And then all of a sudden there's Breece Hall gone. The next play gone that's the mixture that they need. And I'm not saying it's 50-50, but it should be looking at maybe 60-40, 65-35, pound the ball. There were so many great opportunities on Monday night that they could have mixed it up, brought Braylon Allen in, and really given Breece a break and that ability. Because every time he pounds it up the middle for 1 yard is a wear down, as less gas in the tank he has to pop one for a mile.
Yeah, I would just say, first off, we have a lot of Jet fans, listeners of the show. They're in Florida. FL Phil 98. We have NY Jets FL. So we have a couple of people, which we appreciate. So shout out to those individuals. Excuse me, from that today. Wow, FL Phil 98 is loving the stats. Pop came to play today with fire emoji. He loves it when you have the stats. I know B-Mac in the past, I really don't want to say that, and then it causes something, and then he's going to be waiting in the shadows when the callers open up. But yeah, he criticized you in the past for not having stats, but you're a stats guy.
Well, I wouldn't call anybody a moron. Anyways.
I see. So, anywho, it would be interesting to see, though, because Braylon Allen got 1 carry. Now, you could criticize it the way you did, or Nathaniel Hackett could say quality over quantity. So,
all right, let's talk about Nathaniel Hackett. I'm glad you did that.
Okay.
Nathaniel Hackett, they should have a coronation tomorrow before the game. The run, pass, 3-and-out champion, right? The guy is an idiot, right? And I'm just going to touch this briefly. I predicted the Jets would lose for many reasons. It's a new team, new offensive line, a 40-year quarterback that hadn't
49ers you're talking about that game?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I predict they would lose for the following reasons, right? Aaron Rodgers, hadn't played a game in a long time, 40-year-old quarterback. The factor that I didn't factor in was the Jets defense and their porous run defense. And the other factor I didn't get in is how horrible Hackett would be at play calling. How horrible he would be, right? Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history, threw completed peep balls to only 3 people. Like, what are we doing?
Quality over quantity.
No, moron. No. You have, right? You have Conklin. Yeah. You have Mike Williams. You have other options. Most quarterbacks in the NFL spread the ball. Winning quarterbacks spread the ball around, and Aaron has in the past 7, 8, 9 different receivers.
Sure.
13 completed passes to 3 dudes. That I put on. There should have been specialized plays, like I talked about on last week's show, to Mike Williams. Specialized plays to Conklin. It's just, I don't know what's going on. Before I forget, by the way, next year in the season opener 2025, when the Jets get to their 4th offensive play of the season, they should take a knee. Just for the record.
I see. Yeah.
So last year on the 4th play, they lose Rodgers for the season. This year, Breece Hall is rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, and fumbling.
Yes.
So on the 4th, it's a 4th offense play. All right, victory formation. It's the beginning of the game, sir. I know. Take a knee. We'll move on to the 5th game, the 5th snap.
Yeah.
So, just a side note.
Well, sort of in the same fashion, the Jets. So we've got this game that we're previewing, the Titans. The next game is the home opener, which again, I can't believe, we are 5 days away from both being there for Jets Patriots, which is wild to think about. So that'll be there. And then the Jets have a 10-day gap and they get to the Broncos game. Now, over the last 2 years, when the Jets have played the Broncos, Elijah Vera Tucker has exploded, where his Achilles has exploded or his triceps has exploded. He's been out for the season in both times. I'm aware that this battle of the AFC Titans is happening in MetLife as opposed to in Denver. But almost for me to sleep a little better, I'm almost willing to give our right guard AVT the night off. Let's just, not even play him based on what's happened the last 2 years. It's not like you could have done that, I guess, for Rodgers on the fourth snap. Let's just take him out. So they're going to play him no matter what. But that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world considering all the juju.
Right. That's right. So, but yes, and it's interesting. Like I advocate strongly that Hackett, they should have cleaned house on the coaching staff opposed to, and not as I gave Salah more of a pass than Hackett. And I said, if we're going to do anything, Hackett's going to be gone. And people like, well, Aaron Rodgers will change any play. Well, then why do you have Hackett? Right. And obviously Aaron Rodgers didn't change enough plays, didn't use some of his outlets that he had. Right. And the numbers, he completed 65% of his passes, roughly a little less. But he didn't spread the ball around. Hackett does decide what running back is going in the game in the package, right? By not using Braylon Allen in the situations that clearly, like I'm screaming at the television in a hotel room in Detroit, Michigan, which is where I was this past week. Yeah. I'm like, why is he not out on the field? Why is this beast not unleashed? Mm-hmm. And then, it was, and that's Hackett. Aaron Rodgers could play, substitute anybody he wants and can change any play he wants at line of scrimmage, of course, with his background experience. But he can't audible another play. That's right.
Yeah, right. Yes. So, I think we all agree we want to see more Braylon. Again, there's nothing wrong with Breece, and quite frankly, you can have Braylon and Breece on the field at the same time.
Absolutely.
The Jets ignored the screen game against the 49ers. That doesn't seem to make sense because if you think about it, the 49ers and the Jets, it's the Spider-Man meme. They're the same thing in theory on principle and ideology, and they're an aggressive attack style defense that gets upfield to rush the passer. So you should be able to trick dogs and say, "Ooh, look, shiny object over there." Like, huh? And then screen and screen and screen. That should back off the aggression off the defense. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, and then you make him eat a Braylon Allen sandwich a few times, and then the play action, boom, who's that down? Oh, who's that scoring a touchdown? Right.
Yeah. I view Braylon, so you're right. In all these situations of 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, it's like obvious. Like, here's how you use him. But I would even say my vision for Braylon this season was Jets create leads. So this Titans game might be a perfect example. The Jets are a better team than the Titans. They're a more talented team. Their quarterback is in year 20 in the Jets. Will Levis is in start 12 of his career. There is massive gaps all over the place in talent and all these other places. So if you could get up on the Titans, let's say a 10-point lead or something in the fourth quarter, and you get the ball back, turn on the 8-minute drive, turn it on your little timer in your kitchen, and let Braylon Allen just go to town and just pound the crap out of a defense and be your closer. That's kind of the vision I had for Braylon this year when he came here, that he's this young guy. He's he on his one carry, Nathaniel Hackett helped him make history. So shout out to Nathaniel Hackett. The only carry that he got, he became the youngest player in the Super Bowl era to ever get a touch or gain a yard, I believe is how it's officially written in the rule book. But he's the youngest player in NFL history to ever get a yard in the Super Bowl era. So he's incredibly young. So that means he should have plenty of tread on the tires, despite how they worked him at Wisconsin. That's my vision for what he's going to bring to the table.
That's right. I mean, it'll be interesting. This, I firmly believe, my original prediction of the Jets 12-5 this year and winning the next 5. But how this game plays out, we'll see how smooth sailing that 5 is, right? Aaron Rodgers gets the ball to more people. They do a more mixture of the running game. They learn to stop Tony Pollard and the 1-2 combination of Tennessee. And if they don't do these things, if they don't win the game easily that they should win easily, then troubles on the horizon. So I don't think that but this game is really a measuring stick. Last week was not. It turned out exactly as I thought it might.
Yeah.
With a few surprises, but this week they should go out there and turn things around. This is their opportunity to really turn things around and go on a 5-game streak.
Yeah, this is certainly their opportunity to do so. A couple of shout-outs in the comments. Mr. Fulton, morning, Paul. Today is me and my girlfriend Caitlin's big 8th-year anniversary. Congratulations, Mr. Fulton. And love that. That's amazing. And I also see this from Alan. He jumps in here to say, by the way, if Garrett Wilson, he's referencing, wants to get top 10 wide receiver money, prove it to me in the next 3 weeks, matched up with Snead, Gonzalez, and Surtain, all studs. And from what I've heard from Titans people, it looks like old Snead there is going to be shadowing Garrett Wilson. So L'Jarius Snead would be shadowing. He didn't do it last week, and he did it, I think it was on 70% of plays, I think is the analytics I saw last year. And obviously he was on a different team last year. He's on the Tennessee Titans now after the trade. So it'll be curious if they do, because the Jets love moving Garrett Wilson around the formation, both inside the slot and boundary. Snead was playing a lot of the boundary last week too. So I'll be kind of curious, but it'll be a great opportunity to see if they could get back to him, because 6 catches, 11 targets. Aaron Rodgers has hinted all week that there is more meat on that bone to really work Garrett Wilson into the lineup. Before we get to the phone lines, Pop, is there any other topics of choice you wanted to check off the bucket list here?
Yeah, I would just say that that would also be an excellent opportunity for either Mike Williams, if he is truly healthy. Is he just out there lining up, or is he actually healthy? Or Mr. Drop. No, that's not his name. What was his name? Lazard.
Right. Summer of Lazard, baby. Yeah.
Yes. So for him to continue, he showed up, I guess.
Yeah, nice.
He gotta, really prevent the Jets from losing by 20 by scoring the last 5 seconds of the game. Congratulations. But
it was before the 5 seconds of the game. Come on, man.
Look at okay. It's 25 seconds. 25 seconds left in the game.
Well, what about the first touchdown on the gimme play? That was his first one he's ever caught from Aaron Rodgers on a free play. That was beautiful at the end of the third quarter. Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, he also dropped the ball on third down at the
opening drive of the game.
Yes.
That's right. Yes.
That
I said some expletives. I won't lie. My family was in the room horrified. I went like, "What the?" I couldn't help it. I went like, "Come on, man! What the hell?" That was, and then of course for it to be Lazard, and people said, "Well, he slipped out of his route." Stop it! He's a professional, for God's sakes. Catch the ball, man. So that one hurt, but yeah, I'll give him credit for the rest of the game. He led the team in receiving yards, and he looked like he bounced back. So thank God. And everyone seemed to say that if this would have happened last year, he had that drop to start the game, his entire game would have caved, which, by the way, that's not a great indictment of Allen Lazard, that he could have had a drop at the beginning of the game that would have tanked his entire game. But it was good to see, finally. The Jets are stuck. They've paid him the money they've paid him. There's nothing else they could do now. So the best you can hope for is that he turns it around. So, there's more positive than negative in the game, thank God.
Yeah. We'll see what we'll see. I mean,
Okay.
You take away one of his catches, he had, 5 catches for under 50 yards,
But that was good. Galatron 76 saw the one down the sideline was great. What a friggin' throw from Aaron Rodgers. And,
absolutely.
And I heard it from some people that watch film. They said it was almost like an extended running play with how perfect Aaron Rodgers threw it. And it was just like a running back running halfback stretch zone off the tackle. And it was just, man. And I said it on Twitter, I think is where it was, that I've heard sometimes that the receiver's hands find the ball. Just gets thrown in the vicinity of Larry Fitzgerald. He just comes down with it. Like, Aaron Rodgers' football found Lazard's hands. Like, Lazard might have just been going, ooh. It's like, I've never referenced this movie before, so this is my perfect opportunity. In Benchwarmers, right? You're looking, he's out, one of the characters from Benchwarmers out in the outfield with the baseball, and he has a butterfly in his mitt. He's like, oh, wow, this looks great. And then a football or a baseball just lands in it on a big play, and it kills the butterfly. He's like, oh, God. And then they're like, yeah, look, you caught it. So, I don't don't even know how much credit I give Lazard because, like, for anyone, it just found his hands like a heat-seeking missile. It was terrific. So, yeah, so good to Lazard for catching it, I suppose. But it was a perfect throw. Rogers was cooking there, and I think he's only going to get more confident the more reps he gets.
Right, and that's what he needs. He needs to get more confidence to spread the ball around.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. I mean, he only got sacked one time, right?
He did. He only got sacked once, and then the one was a blow-up. The pass protection, you already know this. You were quite intimately familiar with his game. Yeah, Tyron Smith, pretty damn good. Look at the Tyron Smith highlights. We have a few offensive line coaching gurus out on Twitter that put all his snaps together in a row and just boom, stonewall on people. You're like, damn, okay, Tyron Smith, yep, he's pretty good. You love to see it. So, yeah, the pass protection was elite for the New York Jets. Outside of that one sack given up, they were terrific. Rodgers had time. He was able to go through his progressions. He was able to hitch. Like, man, it was that was incredibly encouraging to see. Now, the run blocking was god-awful. I mean, it was terrible. It was yesterday on the Jake Asman show. Jake was showing a bunch of Zach Wilson, unfortunately, plays where Breece Hall was getting carries and he was immediately met in the backfield like a Barry Sanders 1994 film tape of guys just infiltrating, and Breece has to like try to do crazy ass stuff to get out of a penetrated box there. So, yeah. So long story short, it's only going to get better with time.
Absolutely. They need to pick up momentum because apparently there's going to be a massacre at MetLife in about 6 days.
I can't wait. It's going to be great. Long overdue, and it's going to be great. It's actually only 5 days away, so it's right around the corner, Pop. Right around the corner.
You count days like children count going to Christmas, so I guess yes.
There you go. That's the spirit. All right, we've just dropped it in the YouTube chat. That is the call-in line to call into today's show. It's pinned at the top of our YouTube. Again, also, to the 400 people in the room, like the video, hit subscribe. We appreciate you. And you see it there on the ticker. We are 5 members away from Terrence unlocking his emoji. Shout out to Snowball. He already made it. We just need 5 memberships, baby. Only 5. It's only $2.99 a month.
Call Booker T.
Yeah, there you go. 5 time. Or Tack McKinley. 5 time. You get some of that action happening here on the show. Again, you can punch in your own ticket if you want to support the show. And also, you get access to the Discord channel where we have our exclusive NFL pick segment with me and my father that's in there. And we're getting to all kinds of other craziness. I don't know. I don't know. I have not.
I'm not. It's not foreign to me to be ahead of you by 7 games. It just doesn't normally happen the first week. There's only 16 games that you pick, and I'm ahead by 7 in the first week. You will not see anything but headlights and a puff of dust from this moment forward.
Well, again, I would like it to be known at the radio station, picks against the spread, I'm in 3rd place. So I'm doing.
So it's easier when you're not picking against the spread.
Well, so anyways, for my world, it's different. It's different.
Yes, because you bumped your head a few times this job. So is this called a TG? So we got an E-Mom-G. So
for Terrence, TG. What it would be, I'm not sure. I don't know if we have a name for it, like Jack and Jill, or no, that wasn't Jack and Jill. That was that's my boy. You've got a name for it? That was Jack and Jill. I was right the first time.
No, you weren't. You have a name for it. Secret Tickle Time. You have a name for it. That's my boy. All right, nice try. I've Jets trivia like you can make football picks. All right.
Yeah, I've messed that up completely. But yes, I'm not sure the name for it yet. But hopefully we could give it a name. Again, 5 members where you guys can also gift memberships there on YouTube. So feel free. For Terrence, maybe he could get his emoji before he even gets back from Cabo. That'd be great. And we already know, I believe, the next person that deserves his love. We'll talk about that shortly. Let's get to this. NY Jets FL here with a beautiful jet ski. Oh, wow, that's nice.
By the way, I think Terrence was coming back. I think he's already back. But
no, I don't think so.
Look at that.
He from Cabo? Oh, wow, look at, he gets these good workouts going. Look at that.
Is that workout or he's changing some car parts?
That could be that too.
No, I'm still fixing my lawn. Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Boy Green doesn't know how to work out or do anything with the lawn. So either way, he couldn't identify the difference.
He will one day. I know he will. I have faith in him.
There you go. That's it.
Let me a couple of PSAs if I could first. If you get a chance, if you haven't yet, go watch the John Gruden YouTube channel. It's very interesting. He's very well. Of course, he's very animated, but he does a lot of X's and O's and interviews. But the breakdown, he breaks down a few games based on the coaches who are coaching and the personnel. It's very good. If you get a chance, he's only got 2 episodes up. But
Yeah, I've
very,
subscribed to the channel because I saw Gruden was back. I love John Gruden now.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
Yeah.
hopefully he gets another whack at the pinata for the NFL stuff. That'd be great. I've subscribed, but I haven't checked out the videos yet outside of the first one. Oh, wow. Look at this. Galatron has punched in their own ticket to the
nice.
New York Jets Boy Green Coffee Club universe. Play them. 4 members away from for Terrence. Galatron, welcome to the show, and thanks for interacting with your comments earlier. We appreciate it. Excellent. Nice. All right. Go, Terrence.
My second PSA is kind of a personal one. My daughter's school had a lockout yesterday. It's not quite a lockdown. It's a high school.
Okay.
There was a threat called into the school to directly on a teacher, and they completely locked the school down for the day. So if you have kids, you send them off to school, maybe you want to kind of love on them more because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So let's just say that. I don't mean to get too political, but
No, I'll just tell you not to, again, go completely down this direction, but no, obviously I've got one child. I'm about to have a second one in November, and that's a scary thing that my fiance has openly talked about, whether homeschooling is an option, because we're seeing these every day, and obviously we're somewhat desensitized to it, which sounds disgusting to say, because, like, we're just being blitzkrieged by all this stuff. But yeah, it's an incredibly sad time we're living in right now.
Yeah, it's funny. Real quick, it's funny that we know a local police person here, and I mean, they were ATF, FBI, sheriff, everybody in there. The IP address for the phone went back to Sweden, so I don't know if they can mimic that or if somebody actually did it overseas. But it's quite shocking when I heard that. Anyway, on that note. Mr. Paul Sr., I really think the goal of the Jets was to get Rodgers through a full game healthy, see what get the offensive line playing, see what they had, be very conservative, and I wouldn't say not try to win the game, but be ultra conservative to get Rodgers through a game healthy. He never played. I mean, at 40 off an Achilles, I don't think you're going to be 100% game ready, especially at that age. So I think that was their goal. If they won the game, great. Now this week, they got to go. I almost dropped an F-bomb. They better go in there and effing kick some butt, like you said. And I really think you're going to see the true offense. Obviously, we didn't see the true defense. But I really think you're going to see the true offense where you're going to see, 3 or 4 wide receivers, whatever you got to do now to win games and be a lot more aggressive. That's my first thought.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I didn't expect only getting to 3 different receivers, but I did expect a very vanilla play assessment because, right, he is the age that he is. He is coming off the injury. He hasn't set foot on a football field in, a long 20 months or whatever it is, a long ass time. And so I expected that. And to your point, though, I did not expect the defense to be that porous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
I don't think anyone did. I don't think anyone did. It could be any worse. Let's just say that is only up from here. And I think based on the press conferences that I saw from Jermaine and Sauce and Quinton, I think they were embarrassed enough that they're going to come out and mash some heads this week. I really do. I know the Titans are an NFL team and they have players too, but if we're what we think we are, this is the week to do it. But I know you got callers. You guys have a great weekend. I wish I could be in New England, Paul, but I'm doing the double. I'm sorry, at the New England game, but I'm doing a double job. I'm working like 60, 70 hours a week, and I have to work that Thursday and Friday. That's okay. I've done it before. I have to work that week, Thursday and Friday, like serious hours. So I couldn't have made it.
You'll be
anyways,
with us in spirit, baby. We'll drink
I
for you while
will.
we're there.
I will. All right, Paul. Paul, you guys have a great day, and good luck to the Cowboys. Cowboys are going to be a little challenged this week, I think, against New Orleans. I don't think that's quite the cakewalk that people think it is. You guys have a good one.
All right, thank you, NY Jets FL.
Yeah, I think that's, really the good point is, this game, right, is really going to be, the thermometer for the season for the Jets. How it goes, if it's, God forbid, a loss, like what is that? If you lose this Tennessee Titan team, what does that tell you? No, right.
Especially coming off of what happened. Like, okay, in a nutshell, losing to the Titans, weird losses happen all the time. But in the pocket of you just got
That's
your
right.
ass kicked on Monday Night Football, you were embarrassed all week. You got questions about, wow, that really sucked out there. Thoughts? And then for you to have, if they don't come out like with some energy immediately to start the game and to show some pissed off, some anger, right. I'm going to NY Jets FL's point. Hopefully we get that kind of performance. And I think that'll be a big relief. Like, oh, thank God. Like,
That's right.
Okay, here is what we were looking for from energy and all that kind of standpoint.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm not in any way indicating I believe there's going to be a loss because I don't.
Sure.
But I would tell you, very similar to we could find out things that we didn't know. Like we didn't know we were going to have as much trouble on the run defense. I'm not trying to overplay that. But, the Jets defense from last year, top 5, top 3, to allow eight scoring drives in a row, like that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so with a backup running back, and Mr. Irrelevant leading the team, a backup running back, their top receiver didn't even do anything in the preseason. So not to make more of that than it is, but if this Jets offense comes out, if we have struggles on the run against Pollard and company, and the offense comes out, run, pass with a similar distribution, then, even with a win in that situation, you go, what has happened here? So now is the time to see what we all expect to see, what we saw in the preseason. Like we saw that pass down the sidelines to Lazard. Now is the time for it to open up, and even a resounding victory. It doesn't have to be, a decimation, but they win by 7 or 10 points. Now, thank God. And that's what we expect to see.
For sure. Galatron 76, again, the latest member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. One of these. And welcome to the Army, baby. We're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. We're live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 o'clock. I do a live show at Jake Gasman around 4 o'clock every Friday. Plus, 2 hours after every final whistle, we'll be live with the post-game show, which should be coming around on Sunday in the 6:30 range, which I'm really looking forward to, Galtron. So welcome to the show, and hopefully you guys get a real kick out of it. So we're only 4 members away from Terrence getting his emoji.
So how do people do that again on the app? How do you give?
Yeah, sure. So if you'd like, it should be easy no matter if you're using phone, computer, or anything. If you go down to our YouTube description, it says join Boy Green Coffee Club by clicking here. And whether you're on your phone or anywhere, and you're not a member of the show, you should be able to click that and you become a member yourself. That should be very simple. We've simplified that process. To gift a membership, if you're watching on YouTube, you should see a money sign on the right side of your screen. Like I'm looking at I have another tab open where I'm just watching the own show on YouTube. It says chat, and there's 3 buttons: a face where you can click to place emojis, a money sign, and then a plus sign. The money sign, if you click that, as I'm doing right now on the screen, you have 4 options that pop up: super stickers, super chat, membership, or membership gifting. Click membership gifting, and then it offers you, how many do you want to gift? 1, 5, 10, 20, 50.
Yeah, on the phone, it doesn't come up. On the phone, it comes up as super sticker, super chat, and free membership milestone chat, but it doesn't come up with
just as we were explaining it, our favorite Austrian Jets fan baby just gifted a membership. Cheers in Austria. And let's reveal this member, and shout out to our favorite and for delivering this. Dean Paparella, you are now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, and we're now only 3 members away, baby, from Terrence getting his next emoji, which you absolutely love to see, baby. So shout out to Terrence, who my father believes is already back from Cabo. So maybe I misunderstood old Terrence there when he was explaining it for the weekend. But either way, we should be able to try to make that happen. But it's time for a reveal, Pop. We're about to bring someone else on the show, and they don't know this. No one knows this, but we do. Johnny Boy, who joins us on the show, you are next in line. After Terrence gets his emoji, you have been the next one selected by the people to be emojiized and to be immortalized in emoji form for the rest of time. Congratulations, sir.
I appreciate you. It's taken me a very long time. I couldn't have done this without the full support of all 300 of my kids.
Yes,
Thank you
of course.
guys. There's a lot of milk that we go through every single day. And yeah, hey, shout out to my uncle as well, Theo.
Mm.
How we do. And I don't know, man. I'm over here getting ready to get my oil changed.
Ah, I see.
Trip that I'm going to be doing on couple days. So, Papa,
Okay.
as going on, man? How are you this morning, sir?
I'm doing excellent. Wide. I'm doing excellent. You. By the way, after the oil change, make sure maybe you can pick up the car there for them. They don't have to jack it up. You can pick it up as you prepare for the Boy Green toss.
Wait. I mean, so my Ram, I have the Ram boxes on the side, and we could fill it up with some ice, and then we could throw a keg in it, right? And then after that, after we just destroy the whole entire keg, then we'll toss Boy Green. Right after that.
Maybe I'll bring a catapult.
That too. We might need that one.
Good Lord.
Oh.
Okay, Terrence, by the way, confirmed he's home Sunday. That's what I thought. So he will be back on Sunday from Cabo. So, like I said, we'll see if we have that emoji.
Hopefully, get the drink package.
Yeah. He said he's going to try to watch the game on the plane, the Jets Titans game. So hopefully, he's got the right stewardess and everyone else who's on that plane. So fingers crossed.
But all right, so the game.
Yes,
I'm not worried. This week for me, I have to say this. I don't want to see Salah get outcoached again. If even though Dad Callahan is the guy that's really running the show over there in Tennessee right now, he needs to be prepared. It's the same narrative with that. I went back and I kind of looked at stuff, and I was talking with Uncle about it, and the same thing that we kept saying is he's been outcoached. He's been outcoached. And I'm like, damn, this sucks. We keep saying the same old crap all over and all over again. And we like Salah. It's not one of those that I don't like Salah, but at some point, he needs to take some accountability for what's going on. And we just can't continue to keep doing. Now, I'm not being negative. You want to prove everybody wrong. You want to start winning in a way that we're like in all 3 phases of the actual game, the offense, defense, and the special teams, and show everybody what you're talking. We don't make adjustments. I don't get it. Like last year was halftime, but this game, there was none of that at all. And I'm just like, what is going on? But again, I'm not really worried, to be honest with you. It's San Francisco. They're not a bum of a team. None of us, I mean, other than Boy Green, I think, right? And I'm pretty sure Papa Esden had them. I had them losing. Now they should win, and they should win the next games. They should win against the Patriots. They should win against the freaking Denver. They should win against Minnesota. I mean, if you want to be as this quote unquote Super Bowl team, as they've been said and whatnot, all over the different outlets and everything, you got to prove it, man. You can't keep continuing to just be like, Michael Clemens had an okay game, and I didn't know that freaking Breece Hall could catch the ball. Like, it just sounds stupid.
Right.
And he didn't say it this time, but he said it like,
No, I got
No, we remember him saying.
Yeah,
it.
week 8, Giants game, halfway through the season. Yep.
No, I'm with you, Johnny boy, and I'll tell you this: asking Salah to lean in on the offense, what we really should have done is just gone and get a different offensive coordinator, and because Salah is on offense like the kid on his prom date trying to get a bra off, right? He's fumbling around, he's trying to figure out what he's doing, he has no idea, but he should have leaned in on the defense this past week, which he does have experience on.
So me and Papa Esden are on the same wavelength right now, because I was going to ask you guys, with everything happening with Miami and one of the offensive coordinators that we were hoping and praying maybe we could get at some point, and it looks like it might happen because I don't know what's going to happen over there in Miami. Would you guys want that with I always call him Mark Anthony because that's what he reminds me of, but he's not Mark Anthony, the coach from Miami, Mike Daniels, I think it is.
Oh, Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, I
the
guess.
head coach you're talking about?
Head coach, yeah.
Yeah. What about him? What do you want with him?
An offensive coordinator for the Jets.
Yes, come on down, Mike. Obviously, him and Salah have a close relationship when they first met in Houston in 2004, 5, 6. Of course, yeah. If now he just got an extension, so he's there for the next handful of years of guaranteed money. So I don't think at any point in the near future he's shaken free. But obviously, if he ever became free, sure, he's an offensive mastermind.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just on that, by the way, Tua, that was a regular football play. He needs to just put it right. And that is worse, right? It gets progressively worse. That's the reason Troy Aikman retired when he did, not because of the last concussion. That dude, he put his head down and went into the guy's shoulder, and then he collapsed like a lawn chair, right? Tua needs to never play football again, and maybe just walk around in a bubble. On a side note, he's going to die in the football field if somebody doesn't step in.
100%. Prayers up to him and all that. He could still make money. He could commentate. He has ties within the college thing. I mean, he speaks well when he talks. So I could see him break down maybe like a Tim Tebow when Tebow was doing college game day.
Sure.
I think his contract's guaranteed. If he stops playing, all he needs is one doctor to say that it's against his health and his future, which I think you could find. He's going to take all that money and it's all his.
Yeah, I double checked that. That's the only loophole for Miami, and it's not even that big of a loophole because he still has his guaranteed portion of that contract he gets no matter what. But to get the full piece of the kebab, all he has to do is the Dolphins need Tua to pass a physical. If he does not, obviously, it unlocks everything else for the money. And again, from what I read, if he retired, let's say after the season, because I imagine that sort of decision wouldn't happen in the middle of this year. It happens at the end of the season. His dead cap hit comes to the current year, which is $83 million dead cap hit. So that's brutal, man. But obviously, Tua's got to do what's best for him, man.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys. I have one last question for Papa.
Sure.
He already knew that I was going to ask him this. So what's your take on, there's some people that say that Brock Purdy is better than Dak Prescott?
Yeah, I would say those people probably
I can't even keep a straight face.
I think those people are very intelligent and they should go and put a contract out so they can bring Brock Purdy to their team. Because Brock Purdy on a different team, right, is not going to work out very well. They are the, except they can't get over the hump, right? They're the Patriots, right? They have this team. It's a very solid team, pillar to post. And he's fortunate to be in there, right? He's probably, realistically, I don't know Brock Purdy from a hole in the ground, but he may be the first quarterback that doesn't one up the next quarterback, right? He's going to get middle of the road money, and maybe he's going to be happy to have it. And not middle of the road money will cry all the way to the bank when he gets $45 million a year. He's not going to get $61 million a year.
You don't think so?
No way.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I think so, man. I think
he's going to get the crazy money.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think he's done enough to be able to show that. I mean, how many times he's already been in the playoffs and won a playoff game and been at the actual championship.
The stats have been fine.
Well-
like, again, I think it's, to me, the eye test that Purdy doesn't pass, which is why I don't put him in some crazy MVP. But if you look at stats and team success and all that stuff, he checks all of those boxes, which is what if I was Brock Purdy, my agent, would be telling the 49ers. So,
Well, the 49ers need to win this year before he gets off that whatever $10 a day he's making now.
he's eligible to talk a negotiation after the season for a new deal.
Right, so he's got 1 year left. So this year and next year, the 49ers need to get the chip, or they're gonna take a nosedive.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on as always, Papa Ezra. I really do look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Boy Green, same thing, man. You always bring it, man. Coffee Club crew, you guys already know what time it is. I mean, this man is literally giving you 7:30 a.m. every single day, man. So content. Appreciate you guys. Papa Ezra, we're gonna have to bring you back on the panel one of these days again, man, because your dad had me rolling, man, with some of the stuff he was saying and all that. You know what I mean? That's funny, bro. But I really do look forward to the game itself on Thursday. Tomorrow, Jets, prove it to us. Whoop some ass. Don't get out coached. Aaron Rodgers, throw for like 1,000,000 yards if you need to win that damn game. I don't care if we win by 2. I don't care if we win by 3. Whatever. By any means necessary. It's a must win for me, man. You gotta win. JETS, Jets. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Johnny, for joining us here on the show. Well, let's give him one. Shout out to Johnny, one of the OGs, one of the legends. There's no doubt about it. Again, folks, we're 3 members away from Terrence unlocking the emoji. Snowball delivered it to me last night. I love it. It looks terrific. But before I can show it to you guys and unlock it, we need 3 more members to the Boy Green Coffee Club, which, again, you could gift or buy yourself if you want to help support the show. Let's keep going to the phone line.
John G. That, by the way, Johnny will be a John G.
Yeah, John G. Wow, that'll get some run. And John G is next after Terrence here. So he has been selected by the great people and well-deserving. There's no doubt about it. Let's go to a guy that made the trip. He is representing the Boy Green Coffee Club and New York Jet fans everywhere in Nashville. It is Bubba Badshaw. Brandon joining us here.
Let's go, Brandon. Well,
Let's go,
sorry.
Brandon. What's up, guys? How are y'all doing this morning?
He's doing his best Aaron Rodgers impression. He's in the darkness.
Oh, wait. Here we go. NC just did it. Let's roll, baby. 5 membership should certainly take us over the top rope for old Terrence. So let's count them out, baby.
Thank God they didn't give 6 memberships.
That is true. So thank you to NC for going on off the top rope there for 5 memberships. Let's reveal those 5 new members to the channel. Shout out to NC. Bobby Shaw, David, Pocono Jets, Mute Vials, Utah for Life. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. And let me do a discount double check on the YouTube overlords to see if they have unlocked the doors for me to upload this emoji. And shout out to Snowball for always making these emojis, baby. And we will see. Terrific. And we'll see if we can get that one up there in a second. Excuse me, to bring it to us here. But I will show it to you guys. This is the emoji as soon as YouTube allows me to do it. The big drum roll here. Here is Terrence. Snowball just banged this one out.
That's
Booyah.
badass.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to Snowball for cranking this one out. So Terrence will get that up as soon as the YouTube overlords allow us to do it. Shout out to NC for making that happen. Excellent.
Paul, have we ever addressed that? And it may just be the way I'm using StreamYard, but
Okay.
when you play like the JETS,
Yeah.
I never hear anything. Like,
Is it only when you're calling into the show waiting or just in general?
just in general? So the other day you
Oh.
started playing it, and I just started talking in the middle of it because I just thought you were waiting for me to talk. And then it's just like quiet. So I don't
Oh,
know
I
if I'm
see what you're saying. Yeah, I think it's only so like you're on the show right now. My father's on the show right now. There's a few people waiting to call into the show. I think those are the only ones that can't hear it. But everyone else in the comments are just watching the show. I believe they can hear it. I believe that's how it works.
Yeah. They can. I just the other day I looked over and you were like, it was quiet. And you were holding your fingers up like 1, 2, 3.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm
that
like,
those
what
were
the hell is
draft
it
chimes
doing?
too. The music. You're probably like, what the hell? What's
Yeah.
going on here? Yeah.
Because the one day I was on and you're like, let's give him one of these. And it was like dead quiet. And I was like, oh, I guess my joke fell flat. Like,
Yeah, so it seems like that is just a StreamYard thing. I don't know why it doesn't, but yeah, just a StreamYard thing for people in. So that's awesome.
well, I'm glad we got Terrence's emoji. We'll be
Mhm.
working on Johnny Boy's. I'm definitely ready for y'all to figure out how we can give memberships on iPhones.
Yeah, I know.
I don't wag my laptop around with me.
Yeah, we got to figure that out because I definitely tried. I went to look and I can't see it how to do it, so we have to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll keep working on that. We'll keep efforting that behind the scenes. Certainly, yes.
Well, I have a take and I have a question.
Okay.
So my take is, I think us having Robert Saleh, I know people have mixed reviews on him, but with the issues we were having Monday night, I think
Yes.
we do have the coach that can make the correct adjustments. I think we'll be fine. If we take Tennessee seriously, we'll beat the shit out of them. But if we don't, if we don't take them seriously, it's going to be a lot closer of a game. But that's just my opinion. The last time I was in Tennessee, Brett Favre torched their ass. So hopefully
yeah.
we get,
10-0 Titans. Yeah,
I'm
baby.
hoping we see more of an offensive show than I saw that day. My question is for both of you guys is
Sure.
Monday night, last Monday night, which player were you least impressed with?
Which one was I least impressed with? I would say, he might take offense to this, but I think it was Jermaine Johnson, man. I was just totally underwhelmed.
Yes.
I thought because like the way he talked, it was sort of the same thing that like heading in, they went into the 49ers game. They went, Jermaine, no Hassan Reddick. Huh? How's that for you guys? And he's like, yeah, we'll embrace him when he's here, but we're pretty damn good without him, and we're going to show everybody. And well, they really didn't. Now, again, it's against the 49ers, and I know they're a really talented team, and Jermaine apologized to the team, but like he's supposed to take this next step. I think the other three big guys that we talk about from the 2022 NFL draft, when we're like, oh, yeah, Sauce Gardner, he's arguably, or not arguably, the best corner in all of football. Like, okay, he makes sense. Breece Hall, okay, he's one of the best running backs in football, according to the ESPN panel. That did not include my father. They did not ask his opinion for that panel. Garrett Wilson, he's really, really talented. And we're like, okay, we could see it. Jermaine, we're like, oh, he's talented, but like, he needs to take that next step. So naturally, a lot of us said it's kind of the three and then Jermaine. Like Jermaine's the one that has to take one more step to try to be in the same category as the others, is how I've always viewed it. So Jermaine, to me, is the one where I've looked and went, damn, man, I was a little underwhelmed. I thought he was going to be blowing people up left and right. I thought they're going to be lining him up on the questionable right tackle for the 49ers, not Trent Williams, and maybe he's going to get on Purdy, and we didn't see it. So he'd probably be the most disappointing. Father, who is it for you?
Yeah, there was a few I expected. I thought Mike Williams would show up a little bit, but on the other side of the ball, it's hard to name the defensive players because there'd be a list.
I see what you mean. Yes,
of them to pick out, but yeah, I expected Mike Williams to, have not a crazy amount. Again, it was his first game back, but everything they were saying, he was, full go, and I would expect at least 5 catches from him, and he got none.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what the other day when I called in, I asked Paul, I said, did he even have a catch that whole game? Because you can't miss the guy. He's a huge guy. He's out there running around, and I'm like, surely he had a catch. And it's like, no, there was not a single one. But
nope.
We've just got to – I know we don't – like our weapons don't at the moment compare to San Francisco's weapons, but gosh, I just feel like if we pass the ball around, and we weren't throwing to Garrett all the time, because I feel like that interception that we had, it was just trying to get something to Garrett. I mean, Garrett can usually make those plays, but God bless, you got to throw it to somebody else every now and then, and you got to mix it up, not do this run pass bullshit. But
Yeah, no,
Right.
it's true. It's 100% true. Spreading the wealth and everything else, it has to be. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully we just it's one of those where we win against 49ers, we're like, damn, man, everyone's going to be tough. Then we play at Tennessee, we're like, this team isn't even the same league as 49ers. And then they just unload. And hopefully that's how it ends up coming to fruition.
Yeah. The other one I would throw out there is Will McDonald.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know statistically what he did.
Yeah, he was in about 50% of the snaps, and I'm not sure he recorded a tackle. If he recorded a tackle, it was one in 50% of the defensive snaps. So he's got to step up, or he needs to step out.
Step out where? Like outside for a walk? What do you mean?
As his ass is walking out the door, he needs to step out outside the facility. Go down, maybe he could sell T-shirts in the parking lot. I'm not sure what, but right, you don't play 50% of the snaps as a high draft pick with all these aspirations, and then you show up and your lunchbox is empty, right?
Paul, my wife enjoyed that. I thought she was dead over here, but you got a giggle out of her. So
hey, yeah, there you go. Well, I'm glad that you guys are down there. Thanks for sharing the pictures in the Discord. I'm glad you and your wife are getting to celebrate the drinks last night. I was like, okay, here we go, and that's great. So I hope you guys enjoyed the heck out of the Jets Titans game and whatever else you guys are doing down there in Nashville.
Oh yeah, we will, and I'll be calling in after for the post game.
Nice. Okay, I can't wait.
Thanks, guys.
All right, y'all have a good one. I appreciate you, Brandon. Thank you, aka Bad Sean. Yes, it is now officially in there. I see Terrence is already using it. So yeah, the Terrence emoji is now fully unlocked, so you guys can feel free to use it. So shout out to Terrence for this, and Snowball for crafting this puppy. It looks terrific. So shout out, and I got the Terrence approval I saw down there in the comments section. So terrific.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
You should. You'll have to refresh. I had to do it too because I had to switch out an emoji. YouTube was having an issue, so you refresh it, it'll be in there. And
there's one or two of them I say we should get rid of.
Okay, we can have that conversation. Terrence Hill saying, I'm with the emoji gods. Damn straight you are, Terrence. So shout out to you. I see FL Phil 98 jumping in here. Congrats, Terrence. Well deserved. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, like I said, I had to refresh it. YouTube was having some issues, so I had to kind of work around their issues. But I will also flip the switch because now the countdown begins for Johnny Boy. 48 members away. Again, that's going to take some time, and that's okay. But just want a constant reminder, Johnny Boy is next, and well-deserved for him as well. And again, our emojis are to honor our great fans, which, again, shout out to the nearly 600 people in the room. Guys, like the video, hit subscribe, show your support for the show. We truly appreciate it. All right, let's
Do you
go
smell
back.
that?
What's that?
Oh, it smells like
bacon. Okay, I guess we'll get to our last phone call then. You have the honor here, Tim from Fishland.
Morning, Paul.
Oh, wow. Where are we right now?
I'm out of job right now.
Oh, okay. I was about to say,
nice
my
job
plant growing out there.
Yeah, my job is predicated on the weather, and living in South Florida in the middle of September, I'm the one who gets screwed.
Ah, I see. Wow. Okay.
Well, and not in the good way, I guess.
Yeah, it seems not.
Yep. So I can't do my job when it's wet, or it's half of my job at least. The other part of my job when it's wet or it's going to rain. Okay. So usually I have to do that part in the morning before the rain starts.
All right, that makes sense. I guess I might as well ask, what do you do, Tim from Fishland?
So I work for a paver pool company based out in Florida, and I run the cleaning and sealing of like marble and pavers is. Yeah. I run that division for them by myself.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. Oh, that's nice. Wonderful.
So high-end jobs, all that different type of stuff. But I had a question for Paul Sr. So you watched the Cowboys this preseason. How many times did McCarthy put the starters out there?
Zero.
And how well did they run the ball against the Browns?
Mediocre. I would say
Mediocre.
it was quickly for the Cowboys, right? It wasn't very long into the game when the game was over. And so you don't really know. You don't know what it would have looked like if it would have been a real full game. I'm not discounting it. I had concerns, but the Browns are a top defense, and it didn't look like they had much of a drop off. But at some point, my only bad feeling about that is my boy would have made a 71-yard field goal. He would have made that
Oh,
field
why
goal.
didn't they do it, man? I saw it was 66. I said, oh, this will be great. It'll tie the record.
Was the Dallas defense good at stopping the run in the beginning of the game?
I'd say it was mediocre.
It was probably pretty good because there's no Chubb and it was just Jerome Ford. So Ford had a couple of pops, but it was mostly contained.
This is what I'm coming to the conclusion is, and I get the whole Jet franchise is jaded from injuries on the O-line, the quarterback, all that type of stuff. This is why, Kansas City, the 49ers, Baltimore, there's multiple teams that started their starters in the offseason, in the preseason. Because you can't get the live game reps on the running game and stopping the run, making sure you're in your gaps, your run fits and all that type of stuff on defense without live contact. Okay, you can't practice that and practice at all. And the Jets didn't do that at all, obviously. They didn't play any of their starters, not even on defense. I like how you guys are talking about they need to use Braylon Allen, but I think they need to use him in a certain way depending on, time and situation. But in the beginning of the game, I'd like to see a pony package out there. Two back split with Breece Hall and Braylon Allen on either side of Aaron Rodgers. Kind of like how LaFleur used to use Breece Hall in his rookie year.
Yes, I agree.
And Carter, it makes the defense have to think. Okay, who's going to get the ball at any time? But I'm a little bit worried about the Jets defense because even in since the Salah started, we've been punched in the mouth more times than not when it comes time to teams running the ball down our throat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what concerns me. So I'm just, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they get their shit together and they stop the run because you have to stop the run in order to earn the right pass, the rush the passer.
1,000%. 1,000%. Tim, thanks for the call, brother.
No problem.
There he is. Tim, getting that work in. We appreciate you. And yes, I love that Tim brought it up on the Jake Asman show yesterday. I love that quote from Quinton when he was talking to the media. He said, you have to earn the right to rush the passer. And the way to do that is by stopping the run. And if you stop the run enough, you will get your you will earn your opportunities to rush the passer. But if you're just trying to rush the passer from the get-go, which Salah seemingly indicated a lot of the defensive linemen are trying to do, skirt responsibilities and just try to get the sexiness of the stat and the sack and everything else. And if too many guys are being selfish, this is obviously football is a team game, but specifically for this Jets defense and how they operate, it's very team. Everyone has to do their role. And that opens up the opportunities for someone to make a play, and we'll see whoever that someone is. But if everyone's trying to go for that sack, all of a sudden you ditch your gap responsibilities, and we're getting all kinds of crazy rushing lanes, which, again, I continue to say 94 of the 147 yards rushing for Jordan Mason were before contact, which means he was just running buckwob free before anyone had a chance to put any hands on him or stop him. Shout out to Terrence here. I see that he'd love to call in from Cabo, but he's not in camera mode. And I will not ask what that means, Terrence, but I will just appreciate the fact that you could call it at some other point to properly celebrate your emoji being unlocked for the future. All right, Pop, I guess because you won't get to do it tomorrow on the show. And FL Phil 98 says he loves these Hop on Pop shows. I love them too. It's an absolute blessing. I do not take these for granted. These are really cool to do. So thank you, FL Phil 98, for that comment. Do you want to give your Jets-Titans prediction here on the show, Pop?
Yeah, Jets-Titans prediction. I'm going to go with the New York Football Jets 28 and the Tennessee Titans 10.
Ooh, okay. That would be that's like Green Bay Packers-ish. That's, I believe, around the same score that the Jets beat Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay with. So that would be a very nice handled game if we got that sort of performance, which would be terrific. And I will give my prediction tomorrow with James Woody as we do our Woody 3 and Jets Titans show. That'll be terrific. Also, Woody will be joining us on the Game Day Thursday episode. And then as soon as that's over, I'm jumping in the car and heading to Jets land. So to meet up with the fam and everything else. So I'm very much looking forward to it, Pop. So the next time we see each other, I suppose, will be for Jets Patriots.
Yep. Although you might see me tomorrow, but yes,
Oh, right,
in person.
Yeah, right.
Jets Patriots, and then coming in October, a few shows from the ATL.
Yes. So, guys, stay tuned for that. That's going to be a doozy. Thank you to the 600 people for joining us here on the show. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Thank you to the new members to the channel. We love having you. And thank you so much for spreading the good gospel of Boy Green Daily. Again, we'll be on tomorrow morning for a game day episode. Hopefully you guys can join us for that 7:30. And then we'll be live 2 hours after the final whistle. So if we're speculating, it's going to be somewhere in the 6:30 range for start time tomorrow. Hopefully you guys can join us for that too, as we celebrate, hopefully, a wonderful victory for the New York Jets. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the channel. Take care and enjoy your Saturday.